Hey, this is Roma Mazumda from Lucentel, your favorite strategic consulting and market research company. And today we're here to interview a partner from Element One, which is an electrolyzer manufacturer. And we plan on asking him, how low could the price of hydrogen really go? And is there a realistic chance to see a green energy future? And if so, and how long? And what we mean by green energy is fueling through electrolyzers. As of right now, most of the refueling stations for hydrogen in America are solely using SMR, which is steam methane reformation, which is not green energy. It is gray or blue, which means there is still carbon emissions from that. And we want to be able to see a fully green hydrogen future because the whole point of this sustainability transformation is zero emission, right? So let's hear what he has to say and hopefully we see a green future. Hi, this is Lucentel bringing market insights, and specifically today we're working on the hydrogen industry. So today we're here with
Brian Lewis, partner with Element One Energy.
And what does Element One Energy do?
Primarily, we make hydrogen and equipment to produce hydrogen from water, primarily with electrolyzers. And we also have storage systems for hydrogen using metal hydrides. And we can also use, we also perform compressed gas cylinders as well.
So basically, a lot of the value chain you guys kind of have.
Yeah, a good portion of it, yes.
And could you quickly explain kind of how an electrolyzer works in simple terms?
Yeah, in simple terms, we bring water in and apply electricity, and that electricity splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and then we take the hydrogen and oxygen into a purification system, and out comes fuel cell grade hydrogen beyond that. So.
Yeah. And what's the difference between this and SMR?
Well, SMR is a way to get hydrogen out of natural gas, steam methane reformation. And so it's generally called gray hydrogen, and so it uses hydrocarbons, and so it's not as clean of a process as, say, electrolysis would be when electrolysis is combined with green energy. So,
yeah. Okay, cool. So right now we know most of the fueling stations are SMR, and we see them mainly also in just California, and they're not really spread out yet. And if they go with SMR because of it's a lot cheaper than electrolysis, right? So what's kind of the price right now to produce hydrogen using an electrolyzer?
It depends on the cost of electricity, of course, but generally, if it's about 10 cents per kilowatt hour, just to produce the hydrogen is going to be about $5 per kilogram. Then there are additional costs associated with that. There's transportation and things like that beyond that. And so ways to get the price down would perhaps to be a green hydrogen solar system, let's say, for an example, that we could amortize that cost over a long period of time. And then we could also get the $3 per kilogram subsidy from the government. That we can drive the cost of the hydrogen much lower than that. And so that's kind of what we're somewhat focused on is how do we get the cost of the hydrogen down so that it can be competitive with SMR.
What price would you have to get it down to be competitive?
Well, just the SMR alone is probably $1 or less per kilogram. However, if we're going to try to do apples to apples, we would need to consider that to get blue hydrogen, they would have to do carbon capture, and that can be $100 per ton of CO2 collected, and that's a fairly expensive process to handle. So if you add in the blue side of things, we can get the green pretty close to what SMR would produce. So.
Yeah. So how soon do you think that would be possible to, first of all, get the price down so we could actually see electrolyzers being used in fueling stations? Because that would be ideal, right? Way better for the environment and kind of the whole point of the hydrogen right now.
Yeah, I think the technology is there to do it. It's just a matter of willpower and money. So somebody has to decide that, this is a worthwhile endeavor, and there's a marketplace out there that we can participate in, and we can move the industry forward in that fashion. And I think that's I think 2025, 2026, we're going to start seeing some of these large green hydrogen facilities come online.
Yeah. And so, do you think that it's likely to see this being used in regular small cars like we see the Mirai right now, or do you think it's more towards medium and heavy trucks?
Yeah, I think larger vehicles it's more applicable to.
Yeah.
There's more benefit with the larger vehicles that where they want to have more range, and where the weight of the battery is such that kind of limits what they can really do with the battery. And so I think, yeah, large vehicles, trucks would be a good use for it. Forklifts, heavy equipment, that sort of thing. I think there's a lot of use cases for it.
Yeah, because I know right now with the Mirai, a big issue is, first of all, of course, the cost of fueling, and then the large tank sizes and how much
Yeah,
space they take up in the
yeah,
car.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's some other options out there for fueling vehicles, smaller vehicles. We do metal hydride storage here, and so with the metal hydrides, we can actually store more hydrogen in a smaller space than you can with either compressed gas or even liquid hydrogen. And so that would take the space down out of the car so you can use more of the car.
That'd be
It
huge.
also would be it's a lower pressure, so it's a much safer storage medium than say compressed gas.
Yeah.
And so with that, it becomes a safety issue.
Yeah.
And so we're much more safe alternative than say 10,000 psi compressed gas, which is can be quite dangerous in certain situations. So.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that because the other concern people have with the car is like, oh, it's hydrogen, compressed hydrogen, so it's very scared of being able to blow up or leak.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about?
Well, I mean, we've had CFG vehicles, CNG vehicles for quite a while. Also, high pressure gas. I don't think I'd be overly concerned about it, but it is certainly a risk, albeit small.
Yeah.
But and so yeah, I think the metal hydrides can kind of offset some of that risk.
Okay, awesome. And last question, which we kind of have asked, but just to clarify, what are the main obstacles you think this industry needs to overcome to become mainstream?
Well, of course, in terms of mobility, there needs to be fueling stations across the country. You need a network, much like Tesla put in the charging stations. There needs to be an effort to put in fueling stations. I think that outside of that, I think that there is a market for it, and I think it's just going to be a matter of will and ability to get money involved to generate some of these larger scale projects.
So, what is the cost of an electrolyzer right now, and the capex and the opex going into this?
Yeah, I mean it varies, of course. The larger in scale you have, the lower the cost goes. But and it depends on companies. You know, it's different prices for different companies and things like that as the technology changes. But I think the lowest level we'll probably see in something like this at a larger scale is going to be in the $500 per kilowatt range, and some of the higher numbers will be maybe $2,000 per kilowatt range. And so and that would be take going from the electricity point of electricity to perhaps the fuel cell grade hydrogen. So.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Click the link below to get the full article on the cost of green energy and its competitiveness with SMR. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.